HarperCollins presents The Violinist's Secret by M.J. Hollows. Read by Sofia Engstrand. To all those who have fought fascism. Prologue. She packed the violin away in its case, observing how the lines of its wood shifted and shimmered in the dim light of her apartment. The windows were shuttered, as she liked them, keeping out the late autumn light and the Hamburg wind. She was always careful to wipe down the violin's body to make sure that none of the oils in her skin damaged the wood. It was like a ritual when she finished playing. The violin was precious to her and had been gifted by her late grandfather. It had blemishes and scars from when he had played it, but she treasured those. They told the story of him, his life and struggles. She felt that adding her own to it was somehow ruining the story and damaging the violin's reputation. Her grandfather would have told her she was being too sentimental and to enjoy the violin as he had. But that thought of an argument with him brought a smile to her lips, and she cleaned it down out of familial spite. Her father had never understood her passion for music. It had skipped a generation. But her grandfather had fostered it in her and encouraged it even when her father told her she should concentrate on other things. She knew her grandfather would have been proud of her, even if he never would have said it. She was studying, making a name for herself as a musician, and altogether being a valuable member of the Reich. She was finding her place in society. The only thing she was missing was a fine husband to sweep her off her feet, but that was rather complicated. He couldn't just be anyone, and he would have to be understanding about who she was. She was good at keeping secrets. That was the reason she was about to embark on the next stage of her life. She loved her country and would do anything to protect it, no matter what happened. At least, that was what she had said during that interview. There was so much at stake. Her life at Hamburg University seemed small and insignificant in comparison. It was just a means to an end. She needed to find herself a position, otherwise she would be discarded. She closed the lid of the violin case and placed it by the door. It was her way of reminding herself to take it with her when she left. She would bring it to the meeting. It would make a good cover, and then she would play it afterwards to calm her nerves. First of all, she would need to get ready. She was expected to present in a certain way, and she didn't want to disappoint. She even had her hair down after a trip to the hairdresser to show off its length and sheen, and her wardrobe contained just the thing. There was a sound from the hallway and she stopped. No one else was expected in the apartment, and with recent events she had to be extra careful. While she paused, there was no further sound. Perhaps it had been a stray animal, or something to do with the plumbing. Even still, she looked for something she could grab, something with which to defend herself. The violin case stood out, but she didn't dare damage it, and it would be too unwieldy. There was the blue and white floral vase on a side table by the chair. It would knock out an intruder if she could wield it effectively. There was another sound. This time, it was the creaking of a stair. She had meant to get them fixed, but now realized that it was an unexpected safety feature, warning her of danger. Someone uninvited was definitely climbing them. She shot around on the spot to face the doorway as a shadowed figure appeared. Her heartbeat thumped in her ears. "Oh, it's you," she let out in a whisper. It was louder than she expected in the silence. "You shouldn't sneak up on people like that." The figure in the doorway didn't say a word. He swayed as if he was drunk, and she expected that he had come here for more than just a chat. She shouldn't have allowed him to just let himself in, but it had become a habit. The front door was downstairs,
Sample complete. Ready to continue?